Hi there, and welcome to the Echo Solar Home Tour. My name's Andrew Mills, and today we'll be talking about a solar home in the Keswick neighborhood in Edmonton. With me today is Heiko Lotzgazelle, who's the builder of the home. Welcome to the Echo Solar Tour, Heiko.
Good morning, Andrew. Pleasure to be here.
So, Heiko, this home is an example of a large solar home which features an upgraded building envelope, which is 30% more efficient than code, a very large 32 kilowatt solar system, a centrally located fireplace with ducting to distribute heat through the house, a unique underground air intake system that pre-cools air for summer cooling, and spectacular views of the river valley with floor-to-ceiling windows. Give me a bit of background on why you chose to build the home like this. What were the main things you were trying to accomplish?
My clients wanted to have a retirement home that appeared to be in the middle of nature. So they chose this location with great care, offering all these views. And that is the main design point in the house. But they also wanted to be energy friendly. It is built to build green standards. They wanted to be energy efficient. So they wanted to make it as self-sufficient as they could, as well as being allowed to age in place and to accommodate their retired parents in the basement in-law suite.
Interesting. Can you tell me what's the Energuide rating on a home like this?
The analysis shows that the net annual consumption after utilization of all the energy saving features and solar systems, heat pumps, that is air source heat pumps are put in place, the net consumption is estimated at 34 gigajoules per year, which is a huge reduction from the 264 gigajoules that this house would consume if merely built to current energy code.
Right, right. So, first of all, tell me what would you say is the standout feature of this home, Heiko?
Again, it's the location and view. There's no denying of that. And everything is geared to this. And at the same time, this presented huge challenges because the exposures of the back of the house are not ideal solar exposures. And there's huge windows that suck out energy. We had to do a lot of work to compensate for that in getting it as energy conscious as it is.
Interesting. So, when we build energy efficient homes, we make a series of energy efficient choices. What would you say were the main choices you had to make as far as the energy efficiency in this home?
Uh, it's the building envelope is always a backbone. For instance, you're now seeing a slide of the double wall basement. The insulation values on the concrete portions of the basement are still a full R40. So
Hmm.
the whole envelope of the house, all of the exterior walls on all floors are R40. We have R80 in the attics. We have R16 uh, insulation under the basement slab.
Hmm.
And with that together with fiberglass doors and triple glazed windows create a very, very efficient envelope. It is actually more than 30% more energy efficient as if the envelope would be built to code.
Interesting. You also mentioned in earlier email that it has less than one air change per hour, which is pretty impressive for a house that big. Here's a picture of the heat recovery, one of the heat recovery ventilators that's used to exchange the air within the home. But that's pretty interesting. So, what other things have you got for the heating and ventilation in the home?
Well, we have the main heat source are actually two air source heat pumps.
Hmm.
And these are the latest news models of Train heat pumps that have been developed. Train actually has an association with Mitsubishi, which are the pioneers of air source heat pumps. So this is the first uh, heat pump of this particular make that has been brought into Alberta and we believe Canada. Then the interesting feature is air source heat pumps are normally coupled with electric backup when, for extreme cold weather. In this case, it is coupled to very energy efficient train gas fired furnaces. As gas is in the house, because of other features that the owners wanted to bring into the house,
Hmm.
it was found to be more efficient as a backup system than electric coils.
That's very interesting. I think we also have something about the solar. Oh yeah, you sent me this picture today. This is showing part of the 32 kilowatts of solar on the house.
Right. And, you know, the potential would have been to add more solar. There is more surfaces for higher grade solar available. The Our client did not want to have solar right over the front entrance, though there's excellent surface available. The point is, the solar system must not be larger than the electric consumption to meet the micro producers guidelines. So
Mhm.
the solar system has been geared to meet that EPCOR standard. The house has the ability to accommodate more solar and would have the potential to go net zero in accordance to the definitions of the Net Zero Housing Association of Canada. But this, since it's based on and satisfying the Alberta micro producers requirements, it will be registered as net zero ready.
All right. So, yeah, the microgen says you can only produce as much electricity as you would normally consume in a year. And so this home will produce as much electricity as it consumes, but it can't quite get to net zero because of the inputs from the gas and the wood and other things, other heat sources going into the house.
That is correct
Okay.
at the current state.
In the current regulations,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Now, tell me a little bit more about water costs. What features in this home save on water costs, and uh, are there any? This is an unusual aspect of water as well. Tell me about this.
Well, we have a large water storage inside in the water tanks. We are working on minimizing the waste of hot water running from, say, an instant hot water source
Hmm.
to the tap. Uh, like the If it's having hot water in storage constantly and using a circulation systems for the hot water pipes to all the hot water taps in the house, there's instant hot water the moment you turn on the tap. So that can only be done with hot water in storage.
But you've insulated all the pipes between the storage tanks and all the taps, right?
Right. Again, so that the actual when the tap is turned on, that and say it hasn't been in use for a longer period of time, there is a minimum amount of heat loss
Right.
between the tank and where it comes out.
This is actually the rough in for one of the showers. Tell me about the showers. What's unique about those?
Again, my clients are retired people. They're still very active at this moment in time. However, they want to be able to age in space, and the lady of the house, being a retired nurse, knows of human frailty in aging. So this was taken into account in creating a shower that has the ability to roll in. There's a wheelchair,
Wheelchair or a walker or whatever, yeah.
whatever, uh, as as well as there's an elevator in the house
Hmm.
that allows access to all floors in the house. There will be a lift in one of the garages so that wheelchair bound people can use the lift in the garage to get to the main floor of the house and from there have access by elevator to all portions of the house.
Well, let's talk about some of the other interesting aspects of the home. Heiko, here's the stove fireplace. Tell me a bit about this.
My client is an enthusiast of wood burning built-in stoves. He has a unit identical to this in his present house that was built 6 or 7 years ago. He loves the sound and appearance of burning wood and uses this fireplace frequently. As a built-in stove, this type of fireplace has a lot less energy waste than other type of fireplaces.
Hmm.
And we have built this out further. There's heat ducts running to the dining room and the master bedroom to bring the heat from the fireplace combustion chamber, the area behind the fireplace opening, to bring that energy into the rest of the house in maximizing the wood energy.
You have another interesting thing. This is about cooling this time. Tell me about these.
And again, this is a unique concept that came directly from my client, who had some consultations with some German engineers. He immigrated to Canada about 20 some years ago and has some machining and engineering knowledge. And so these are twin pipes that are ducted 3 feet below the actual concrete slab, running around the perimeter of the house. And it is about 400 linear feet of these pipes under the floor. And they're designed to capture the coolness of the ground to bring into the central air distribution system to help cool the house in the summertime.
Interesting. We talked briefly before about the elevator. Here is an example, a picture of the elevator and one of those showers a little further along.
Right. This particular shower is in the in-law suite in the basement. See, they're actually accommodating her parents to live in the house with them, and and they are sometimes in the need of using walkers. So yes, this is an example how this will work, and we've embedded it in the concrete floor. Uh, the basement also has a radiant heating system built in the floor with 4 different zones. We are using radiant hot water heating to heat the garages. And there's actually also a radiant melt system built into the front steps and driveway.
Very interesting. So now, what would you say would be the most challenging aspect that you ran into in building this energy efficient home?
Uh, it's being the more unique a custom design is, the more there is discovery of fine points that need extra attention. the, the high ceilings. We have uh, a 12-foot high main ceiling on the main floor, and the raised ceiling in the great room is 20 feet above. And on the second floor loft area is actually sitting above this space. So in terms of its full elevation, it's a 3-story house with huge air volumes. And again, this becomes a lot more air that needs to be kept warm and needs to be contained. And the ceiling of the house with the air barrier systems that we put in, all of those things take a lot more attention in a house with these type of aspects. It's a lot more tricky to do the vapor barriers. But we've been using the same contractors and have trained them in extra care with like the amount of acoustic ceiling that goes into houses is usually double to triple what is being used in standard houses of similar size.
Interesting. Um, Now, what were the key costs in building this efficient home? What would you say were the main costs?
Uh, and well, the there's a lot of luxury features in this house.
A big house.
It's a big house. These windows are, much larger than would be needed from a pure light perspective. So these windows are way more expensive than they would have to be. But again, it's all about the view, and that is captured by these windows. Yet the energy aspects, like this envelope is maybe about $20,000 more expensive than if it would have been built to normal code standards. Uh, the uh, the mechanical systems are maybe $20,000 more than normal equipment, and $60,000 or so have gone into the solar system. So the energy aspects to make this house as efficient as possible is $100,000 more than normal. But we are quite confident that the savings in utilities, if put on a cash flow basis, will finance these extra expenses.
Interesting. Is there anything you would have done differently in building this house?
Well, I know from experience, I'm speaking as a builder and speaking on behalf of my client. This is not the first house they've built, and and number of features of their previous house brought about some of the features in the present house.
Ah,
It is, it is a common experience of human nature to, after living in and experiencing something, to find more ways that it could have been maybe improved upon. So but these things do not really come apparent until you live in a house for a little bit. So
under, understood.
premature to guess at what our customers might say, well, we wish we would have done this different. But I expect there will be some of that in 2 or 3 years from now.
So, what part of the house do you like best? What was the most satisfying to complete?
Uh, well, I personally love views as well. And the best view is in his man cave, which is the third floor of the house.
Hmm.
And the views just get better as you go up, and he has a lot more features in that house, and he expects to spend a good portion of his waking hours on the third floor.
Ah, he's even planning to put a hot tub up there, I believe.
Yes, there's a hot tub deck, and when sitting in the hot tub, you can look at the river valley in three different directions. Uh, he has a Murphy bed built into his eagle's nest up there, as well as a serving bar, as well as another fantastic gas fireplace. So it is quite a room. And to me,
Nice.
being male, it would be my favorite room, and I think it's his favorite room. But the lady of the house, of course, will and does love the huge kitchen. It's a fantastic kitchen with a huge amount of cabinets and an island, which is the command post of the house overlooking the dining room and the great room. So that it depends on who you're speaking to, which
Interesting.
part of the house is best.
So, Heiko, what is there anyone you want to thank in the people that were helping you build this house?
Well, we had cooperative people that took interest in improving this house as it was evolving. Our trades have been with us for most of them for over 16 years, and they try their very best to execute what is asked for them and offer improvements. And so we're not quite finished yet, but we're getting close, and it is a superb house in all its aspects.
Well, thank you very much, Heiko, for joining me today and sharing pictures of this very interesting home. I am looking forward to getting out and seeing it once it's complete. I also want to thank our sponsors of the Echo Solar Home Tour. Our sponsors offer many interesting services to help you build an energy efficient home, and we encourage you to visit them. Please visit our website to find links to the sponsors and more information about them. To find out more about our tour homes, tour dates, and our sponsors, please do go to our website at www.ecosolar.ca. We hope to see you on our tour, and thank you very much for watching.